Hello and welcome. He's been documenting the mysterious and bizarre side of Thailand for the past 20 years for a number of publications, including the International, Hello Tribune, Japan Times, and of course, The Nation, where he used to work for 3 years. And he also an author of many travel guides. He also co-founder of one of Bangkok's most talked about magazines called Frank Untamed Travel magazine. His short fiction won a number of international awards, including the Bram Stoker Awards, of which he was a co-recipient. In the studio with me right now is author Jim Algie. A warm welcome to you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Cam.
Yeah, I know that this is, Jim Algie had just brought out a new book called Bizarre Thailand, Tales of Crime, Sex, and Black Magic. This one. Yeah, very interesting book. It's a collection of, engaging essays on the bizarre and sexy side of Thailand, that you have never seen from the TAT. And the author, who is a Canadian writer based in Thailand for, 20 years, he's the one responsible for, putting together all the, enjoyable, engaging accounts of our country, and I'm so glad to meet him in the store right now. So, Jim, can you tell us, first of all, maybe let me begin by asking you about what's your impression of Thailand before you came to the country 20 years ago? What was it like, Thailand?
I had about 2 or 3 stereotypes, I think. I knew about Siamese fighting fish.
Yes.
Right? I'd heard a few stories about Bangkok being allegedly the sex capital of the world, which I think I trashed that myth in the book anyways, or at least challenged that stereotype. And that was pretty much it. Actually, I wasn't even supposed to be here. I was just going to get a visa for Taiwan and go teach English over there, because I had just been living in Spain and working and writing over there, kind of trying to do my own expat author, Ernest Hemingway, Henry Miller, William Burroughs kind of trip. And I wanted to come to the Far East to do more stories and that, and I thought, well, where can I actually make some money to finance it? And it was going to be Taiwan, but I couldn't get a visa over anywhere in Europe. So I was supposed to be in Thailand for, about 4 or 5 days. Now, 20 years later, here I am.
You see it. Yeah.
But, I mean, a lot of expats have similarly accidental tourist kind of stories here.
Right. I mean, what drew you to Thailand in the first place?
Well, I mean, many of the same aspects of the book, particularly the mystical, supernatural side, because that's how I got interested in Asia, at university doing programs on religion and occult ideas. So I was studying all about Taoism, Hinduism, loads of Southeast Asian ghost stories and things like that. And so yeah, that was what really propelled my interest. So then when I got here and found out that stuff, it's not just textbooks. It's like you walk into the shop and there's a spirit shrine and somebody's praying to it. You go down the street, there's another shrine, and just the way the mysticism and the supernatural is so intertwined with daily life here and everything. So I found that immediately riveting and was trying to find out as much as I could about it. But it takes years and years to actually unravel these things enough so you can even write a couple of paragraphs about them. Because initially your beliefs are so shallow, or you just think, well, it's a spirit shrine, but they're putting a bottle of Fanta. Is that blasphemy, or what does that mean? Is there any significance to the red fluid? Or no, it's green, it's Mirinda. There must be something to that. So you take more notes and then ask Thai people, no significance. Okay, so that's a dead end. And so I think it took me, probably about the 3 or 4 years here of just reading, researching, talking to people as much as possible before I even started getting down any stories at all. So that's how long it took. And then, but once you start asking those questions, and what's the significance of that, and what's the baby doll? That's the ghost. Is that the Kumantong, or is that used in black magic? But wait a second, isn't that from Kun Chang Kun Pan, the famous literary epic? And so just one question opens up another one, and it's just this vast Pandora's box. So that initially, I mean, stories that start quite simply and that just kind of take on much bigger proportions that cut through politics, big business, relationships, every aspect of life.
And interesting characters as well that took you places around the country over the years, right?
Yeah.
So that's really lucky for you to be able to meet interesting people. But what I'm going to ask is this: since you encounter, you know, a very Asian kind of culture, which is so different from Canada where you live. What's it a culture shock in the first place when you see all these things, you know, the sort of Buddhist worship, you know, supernatural beliefs, which is quite endemic in this country.
Yeah, definitely. More like cultural shell shock. You know, you're just paralyzed almost to the point of not being able to do anything. It took me a while just to feel kind of comfortable walking around, ordering food, just even taking care of the basic daily necessities. I mean, never minding pondering, you know, Buddhist complexities or any of that stuff. Yeah, so it took quite a while to get into it, but. And that certainly required mentors. For me, I mean, the best gurus were my Thai girlfriends, because they would have to sit.
So she was the one who took you to these places.
And some of the other women I was involved with before, you know, because they would have to listen to me, right? And I could ask them about almost anything, because I think, you know, you get one thing from a history book that says here's the official truth, but you know, how is this a part of your life? How do you interpret that? Like the Siamese twins, for example, like a lot of the stuff I got out of there, parts of the story came from Anchana, just talking about what she'd heard as a kid. And they said, you know, are they called Chang and Ang? And she said, well, no. Even the names are different. In Jan, you know, meaning sun, moon, and seen as being part of one entity, and that, right? So, yeah, a lot of this stuff, I mean, that was very, very helpful in terms of doing research or just getting background material. Was just talking to the girlfriends a lot of the time, you know, and they'd get super annoyed. And one of them called me, was it Mr. Wondering Man? So, you know, stop pestering me, stop asking so many questions, you know, but. I mean, that's how a lot of the stories got started, really, were kind of inquiries.
But in the first place, do you think that Thailand was too complex, Thailand and culture were too complex to understand is a world in which you see so many shaman, you know, spirit medium, these are the people you don't normally encounter on your everyday life in the West.